Welcome back. Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Thanks for hanging with us on this President's Day, everybody. All right, guys. So the other nugget in Peter King's column today, Football Morning in America, was that the Eagles offered Jonathon Gannon, according to Gannon, head coach money to stay and ripping up his contract. If that's correct and he's getting more as a coordinator than some head coaches are getting out there, I don't blame the guy one bit for taking the head coaching job. There's only so many of them. And you're confident enough in yourself that you think you can get it turned around despite some of the challenges that he's going to face in Arizona. He's going to face a lot of them. But damn, that's a pretty bold statement if the Eagles were willing to go that high just to keep him around. Derek's face. I don't know. Derek's face tells me something's going on here.
Right. I don't know if that's necessarily true, man.
Okay. Now, it could be a little hyperbole from Gannon, but he said it according to Peter King. So what are we thinking here?
There's no way under the sun. I believe Howie Roseman asked that dude to stay here for head coaching money as a coordinator. There's no way. That would be a setback to what Howie has accomplished over the last couple of years. I don't care how good those numbers looked on paper. Did you watch games? There's no way I'm bringing Jonathon Gannon back here for anything close to that kind of money. Thank you, Jonathon, for saying no and moving on to Arizona. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't know, man. Like I'm with you guys. There's a little cynicism for me that he would, and I don't know what the semantics are. Is he talking about what some interim coach was getting paid to take over and just get through the rest of the year last year, or?
Right.
Are we talking big boy Belichick money? I don't know what we're talking about here, but clearly, I don't know. It seems like there was some serious value there that they felt like the guy, as much as everybody dumps on him.
Well, I mean, head coach money, what, 3.5? You give a coordinator.
It depends. It depends where you're shopping.
It depends on who it is. Yeah. I mean, that's most coordinators rate right around about $1 million.
No, yeah, but he's saying as much as a head coach.
That's what I'm saying. So, am I believing that? I can't say that I'm believing that. I can't say it. Yeah.
I need to get an answer, so I just put the question out there. I've got to get an answer to this. I can't believe for a minute that they offer that kind of money to Gannon. When in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles have they offered any coach close to head coaching money?
Well, right now, O-line coach is making some pretty good money.
A good O-line coach is making $3.5 million. Yes. What are they making now?
1.5, something like that. No, I mean, a great offensive line coach is probably making like $1 million, $1.5 million. Probably around $1 million. Most coaches make under $1 million a year. Most of them do. Most all the coaches like that, they make right around anywhere from 750, depending on who you are, up to like 1.2, 1.3. If I'm not mistaken, you know what I'm saying? They're not making that money like, $3 million some dollars. No, that's head coach money, bro. That's definitely head coach money. And when you look at it, it's crazy because you look at college coaches are actually making more than NFL coaches now.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the program, yeah.
Right. Like right now, Alabama's head coach is making twice more than Gannon. Twice more than Nick Sirianni. Twice more.
Yeah, what's he making, 11, or is it more than that now?
Almost 12. No, it's 12 now because there was another coach got a raise and was making more than him, and he's got in his contract he's going to be the highest paid coach in college football.
Yeah,
he has to be.
Makes sense. All right. Well, look, let us know what you hear, Derek, on that one. That'll be interesting to see where that falls. Let's pick it back up here with stay or go. Javon Hargrave, who was in double-digit sacks this past year from the interior defensive line, was a guy who, I think maybe his career started a little bit slowly once the Eagles signed him from Pittsburgh, but certainly over the last year or so has picked it up in a massive way and was a huge contributor to this team. He is 30. Barrett, what do you think? I think Hargrave's back. I think Hargrave and CJGJ are the two that are coming back. That are.
I don't know, man. To me, it's tough to say Hargraves is going to be back because D linemen are getting paid, man, paid. And we're talking about upwards of about $15 to $16 million. Probably more than that. He signed a 3-year, $30 million deal 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to only go up from here, especially with the numbers that he put up. So
great numbers. The only thing he's 3 years older, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right, man. They're gonna want to sign him back, but can they sign him back for over $16-17 million a year?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah.
But, is there that market to pay him that much, you think, out there?
It will be. It will be because he's versatile enough. He plays both defense. He can play a 4-down defense and a 3-down defense. You know, a 2-gap defense versus a 1-gap defense. He's played both of them. He's played both of them at a high level. So, I mean, he wreaked havoc this entire year, man. He wreaked havoc.
Yeah.
Sacks don't necessarily mean production, and he was producing for the major part of the year. He was the best down lineman we had. Does he deserve it? Yes, he does.
Yeah, I hear you. What do you think, Derek?
That's a tough one for me. That's a tough one because there are teams that love to pay D linemen big money, especially when you've had the type of year he's had. He's a priority, absolutely. But I don't know if the Eagles are willing to go beyond what they've already allotted on the books right now going forward for a D tackle. When you're talking about linebacker, safety, cornerback, that's a lot of money to invest in a D tackle.
Yeah.
Now, if you can get him to come back here on a 1-year deal, I don't see him coming back here on a 1-year deal.
Why would he take 1 year?
I don't know. I'm just saying, but I don't see it happening. Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one. Hargreaves coming back. It depends on what day of the week it is. I go back and forth with that one.
I think they'll figure out a way to get him back in CJGJ. Marcus Epps. Barrett, I know you like him a lot.
Yes, I do. I think they will sign him back, especially since the safety position is not one of the big name positions that really get paid these days. Will they give him a contract that's below market value? Yes. Will he accept it? I think he will. Just because he's cut himself into being a starter here. You know what I'm saying? He cut himself into being a really good player here. So I can see him staying here because of that. Homegrown.
Yeah, like he feels like he comes back on a cheap deal. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that coveted on the open market. So I think he's going to come back. The Eagles like what he brings to the table, and I think he does. I think he returns for relatively cheap number.
Wow. Let's see. Houston, Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit are all teams where Marcus Epps could go and make a decent coin. Those are teams sending out the SOS for all types of talent. And where do you start? The team with the best numbers across the board in the NFL. And Marcus Epps had a pretty good year this year. He would be one of those guys you could go back and forth with. He might want to stay here because he's familiar here, although there's the uncertainty of who's taking over this defense and how do I fit in. That is another tough one. I don't know. I'm not as sure. If I had to break it down in percentage, I'd say I'm 65% sure he will be back. But there's a lot of desperate teams that need to shore up the back end of the defenses, and he would provide a bit of stability. I never thought Jalen Mills would get the kind of money he got from the Patriots. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, but it was still more than what I thought the Patriots were willing to pay him, and Eagles let him walk, and they like Jalen Mills.
Right.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. That's a tough one.
Okay. All right.
A lot of the stream thinks that they think that Epps is not a.
They say he's trash and all that. Say he's a bum and all this. I don't know. It depends. Who's coaching him?
Right.
I mean, who's coaching him up?
Yeah. All right, let's go with a couple of the older guys, Sue and Joseph, who they brought in. You know, midway through.
Not in training camp.
Yeah,
not in training camp. Not. It'll be later on. It'll be during the season. Yeah. If they have a problem starting to run, they'll keep them in their Rolodex. I don't see them signing those guys to they're ring chasing right now. Well, I know Sue is. I doubt Sue comes back again. I think Sue's just going to stay retired this time because he felt this was his best opportunity to get a ring. He didn't get it. So he might just say, man, forget it. I'm not doing this anymore. I can see him doing that.
Yeah, Joseph, maybe a little bit more realistic, but certainly not there. He's a break glass in case of emergency guy.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great analogy what you said.
Okay. I think that's fair. It's kind of the way this year played out. And then look, if somebody else on the open market wants to pay him, he gets paid. He goes elsewhere. Yep. All right. We talked about Brandon Graham a lot. Let's just quickly hit it. I think we're all in agreement that he wants to be here, which means could he get every last dime somewhere else? Maybe. But ultimately, does he want to do that at this juncture in his career? Because he's also, think about this too, guys. He's really building a brand for himself off the field also, in the media with other stuff that he does. And I know the money isn't comparable of what he's getting from that, but he's looking at it long-term of what he's going to be able to do. We've seen guys do that before in the city. Barrett, certainly you're a guy who's, gone down that road also, but I think that also plays into it too. Like he goes somewhere else and it's like, he's not as popular in town. He's maybe not appearing on all the shows like he would here and all those kind of things. So I think Brandon Graham's back, and I think he's back at a pretty reasonable rate for the production he gave him last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, you're talking about a guy that has, he's a town favorite. You know what I'm saying? He'll be in our industry when it's all over with. And why leave this place when he can still be making money? It's not like he's hurting for money. He loves money. He loves the money he's making right now. But I really believe he'll give him a discount just to stay here. He's familiar with here. His family's here. He understands what it is to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Why not stay here and retire in the team that drafted him? That'd be a storybook ending for him. That'd be pretty good.
How about you, Darren?
Ike Reese left here. Hugh Douglas left here. They're all back. They're back here now. Okay.
Good point.
This is a city. If they embrace you as a player, you can go away and come back. Brandon Graham's legacy is etched in stone because of one play his entire career. That strip sack he made in Super Bowl 52 on Tom Brady to help the Eagles get over the hump. If Brandon Graham left here for 2 years and decided to come back, they will still roll out the red carpet for him. And I'm talking about in terms of job opportunities in the media. Brandon Graham can do what he wants to do, but Brandon Graham doesn't want to go somewhere else and play on a 1-year deal to finish out his career in an environment that is not conducive to his lifestyle, may not have the same culture he's had here in Philadelphia for years. Anytime a player openly tells you, I'll take a family discount, that bodes well for him in terms of trying to stay. It's a rarity, number one, for a defensive lineman to be with the same organization for as long as he had, first and foremost.
A player, period.
Yeah, unless you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
And even the greats like Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, they all finished their career somewhere else.
Yep.
So he gives his organization what they love is a player, a locker room guy, and a community guy. He covers all the check marks for what they want. Yep. And because they know he won't complain about playing time, he's a perfect fit for this team. He could have gone years ago to the Giants for more money, and he signed for less money to stay here. It was a 3 or 4 year deal. So that tells me even back then, it wasn't about the money. It was about his comfort level. So I would say they're going to find a way to bring Brandon Graham back. Brandon Graham won't be a financial priority to them. Now, even if they sign him before they sign some of these other players we're talking about, because the negotiations are much lengthier with a CJ or somebody like that, he is not a financial concern to them. He will have like a low-tier veteran contract with incentives thrown in there. So I'll say right now, he'll be back this year.
All right. I'll throw this one at you, but I only do it just because he is legitimately a free agent, but I think we're all in agreement. Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a response out of me, bro.
Here's the only question. I think we're all in agreement. Yeah, he's out. But how do you go from 18.5 sacks to this? What happened?
What did I tell you?
I know, but that extreme? It couldn't have gone to 6, 5.
You can at least kiss us.
Yeah,
You didn't kiss us.
Oh man,
I told you guys when they made the trade.
Yeah, I got you. Oh my God,
Robert Quinn was. The Bears felt that they fleeced the Eagles in that one.
they did, and it's rare that Howie loses like that. That one that's an L.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
The Bears got him that time. Robert Quinn. The only reason Robert Quinn comes back here is because he forgot something in his locker. That's it.
Oh, did I leave that? Oh, let me
that's the only reason he's coming back here. In terms of playing for this team, not gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll send it to you. Don't worry about it.
We'll FedEx it. All right, so we'll come back. NFL talk, guys. We'll dig in on a lot of movement with coordinators, some other guys interviewing of note, bigger names and whatnot. So we'll dive into that. We're also going to revisit our top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. Top 5. We haven't done a power ranking in a minute, so we'll circle back to the quarterbacks when we return. So don't go anywhere. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis hanging with you on this President's Monday. Let's talk about Razor Technology and data estate. Data is everywhere in business today, but when it's locked away in silos, it can't be efficiently used, and businesses don't have time to wait for the insights that shape decision-making. Razor Technology's data management not only integrates data from wherever it's generated or collected, but provides a uniform structure for storing, interpreting, and distributing it to decision makers. Razor helps businesses transform and model their data, use it to populate real-time dashboards, and create shareable reports that highlight key areas of progress as well as warning signs in need of attention. Smart data analytics and the tools that make data insights easily digestible help businesses of all sizes and types discover where they could be untapping significant savings. Razor Technology can help you break down your silos and fully realize the value of your data to drive growth for your business. To learn more, contact Razor Technology today at 866-797-3282, 866-797-3282, or online at razor-tech.com. That's razor-tech.com.